Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Oops, forgot to mute the music. There we go. All right, so once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We're here for day 5 of Teen Driver Education via Hernandez Driveway. Now, we have gone ahead and posted the day 5 homework assignment already. So if you're using a computer, please open up a separate window, a separate tab, and get that assignment open so you can follow along and put your answers in as we go through. If you're using a mobile device and you're able to like shrinky-dink down to a corner and have it open on another screen and see both, awesome. Otherwise, please do get yourself a second device so you can follow along with the assignment, because we're going to get through as many questions as we can. I apologize for the slight delay. It took me just about an hour to get here from home, and that's normally a 28-minute drive, so traffic was kind of screwy. But hey, it happens. From time to time, traffic is just going to be way worse than you expect, and no amount of, normalcy is going to allow a little chaos not to enter your life, right? All right, so everyone, please go ahead and get that assignment open so we can go ahead and go through those questions and answers together and get y'all's day 5 homework done. So real simple, just open her up and scroll to our first question. We'll be starting here in just another minute, just so that everyone can get that window ready and going. Now, once again, on the instructions, I will be reading the question and the answers, all right? Y'all respond with A, B, C, or D. Some of the questions say like 2, 3, 4, or 5. If it's 5 and you put D, I'll understand. I'm not a response quibbler. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to be like, yes, I understand what you mean. I got it. All right, when the letter repeats itself, because the way this is going to be going, hopefully, is there's still going to be answers coming in, and I'm going to be starting on the next one because of that slight delay. Or we'll have a bunch of answers up, and then there's more answers on there. If the answer is going to be the same letter again, so if the last one was A and then again it's A, just type in A again. That way I can see that division, that separation, because remember, I need 3 right or 3 wrong answers, then we move on. With a wrong answer, I will give you a brief explanation as to why that the correct answer is correct. Just something to make it stick a little bit better, folks. All right, so let's get rocking and rolling. Let's go jump in. First question right here. Who must, and let me see if maybe I can't fix. I suppose you guys have it open on your side, so it doesn't need to be bigger, so that's fine. We're just going to leave it like that. And who must use safety belts in a passenger car or truck? Is that A, the driver, front seat passenger, back seat passenger, and all passengers under 17 years of age? Only the front seat passengers, only the driver, all occupants occupying a seat in a vehicle equipped with a safety belt. All right, thank you for throwing that answer out already. It's like you read it, you saw it, you knew it. Because yeah, the correct answer for that one is going to be D. Anybody in a seat that has a seatbelt must buckle up. Texas is a click it or ticket state. All right, if you are under the age of 21 and have any detectable amount of alcohol in your system while operating a motor vehicle in a public place, you may be charged with, is that public intoxication, driving under the influence of alcohol by a minor, intoxication manslaughter, intoxication assault. All right, for those of us just joining the live stream, please open up the assignment. We've already gone ahead and posted the day 5 homework, and we're starting to answer those together. Folks, I've got 2 answers on the board. I need 1 more for us to move along. Come on, somebody guess. There we go, B. Yes, driving under the influence of alcohol by a minor. If you are under 21, the charge will include by a minor when it comes to drinking. Great job, folks. All right, when parking parallel, it is best to leave your curbside wheels. This question's asked in a couple different ways, so don't be surprised if you see it again, but you'll know it faster the second time. Is that just touching the curb 18 to 24 inches from the curb, 24 to 30 inches from the curb, or 6 to 18 inches from the curb? Fantastic. Y'all are going to be doing great on that friggin' test, because you know this. All right, moving on. As you near an intersection, you discover that, oh no, you are in the wrong lane for turning right as intended. Therefore, you should, is that wait until other cars pass and then get into the proper lane, turn from the lane if no cars are coming, drive on ahead until you can get into the proper lane, then turn at another intersection, or move quickly into the proper lane. What do we do when we were not in the proper lane to make a right turn as intended? Absolutely, yes. We need to drive on ahead until you can get in the proper lane and turn at another intersection. Once there's a solid white line next to you, we don't cross it. Right? What is the first thing you should do when a motor vehicle starts to skid? Is that apply the brakes immediately. Steer for the shoulder of the road. Steer in the direction of the skid and steadily apply the brakes, or take your foot off the accelerator and turn your steering wheel in the direction of the skid. What's the correct answer for this one going to be? What do we do when our vehicle begins to skid? What are the steps to fake it till you make it? Darn tootin', folks. Yeah, the answer is going to be D. Take your foot off the accelerator, because brakes or the accelerator won't work if you're already losing control. Right? So when driving in a fog, you can see better by, and the answer was D on that last one, you guys were right. Foot off the accelerator and steer in the direction of the skid. Now, when driving in a fog, you can see better by, is that using your upper headlight beam, your parking lights, your lower headlight beam, or switching beams frequently? Which one of these lights do we use when driving in a fog? This one's an easy one, folks. I told y'all when we use one of our lights, and the other one is for all other occasions. Well, I've only got two answers, but unfortunately they are both incorrect. Now, the upper headlight beam or the high beam is only used on unlit country roads at night. Any other occasion to turn on your headlights, you use your lower headlight beams. All right. So the correct answer, yeah, it's going to be that C right there. Your lower headlight beams. Don't worry about getting the answer in once we're already answering, but then again, there's a lag, so y'all can't tell. Never mind. Under favorable circumstances, including reaction time, a motor vehicle with good brakes going 50 miles an hour can be stopped within how many feet? Okay, is that 55, 133, 100, or 229? How long does it take a car going 50 miles an hour to come to a stop? Anybody? And folks, we've got 14 people in the live stream. Like I said, if we have a minute wait before we get 3 correct answers, and if we have no lag between 3 wrong answers, we will still get through it a little bit faster, folks. So please don't be afraid to guess, even if you're not certain, because the more we get together or get through together, the less you have to do independently, and the more information you get to know the correct answer for. All right. And D, absolutely, folks. Yeah, 229 feet is the proper stopping distance for a vehicle going 50 miles an hour, right? And that's the only way they're going to ask you that question. They're just going to want that 229. With the 20 miles an hour, they want any one of the 3 numbers. Now, choose the number of the vehicle driving or driver giving a proper right turn signal. All right, is that going to be number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4? A, B, C, or D, who is giving a right turn signal? Bullseye, you guys got it. All right, absolutely, yeah. Option 2 is the only one giving a right turn signal. Oddly enough, all 3 of the other ones are giving a left turn signal. Now, you must always stop when is that approaching a yield sign. A traffic officer instructs you to stop, you feel tired, or you are crossing a railroad track. Right? You must always stop when, is that A, B, C, or D? Yes, once again, the answer is B. When a traffic officer instructs you to stop, you have to hit the brakes, folks. You have to stop. All right, now, when making a long trip, you should stop for a rest. Is that about every 2 hours or 100 miles? Only when you stop for meals and gasoline. Hurry so as to reduce time spent on the highway, or about every 4 hours or 200 miles. How often do we stop to rest when taking a long trip? Awesome, folks. Y'all got it. Yeah, every 2 hours or 100 miles. Just get out, walk around for 5 minutes. Your body will appreciate it. Your driver's license and driving privileges would automatically be suspended if you were convicted of, was that 4 or more traffic violations, displaying or possessing fake ID, attempting to flee from a police officer, or failure to maintain financial responsibility. Right? Which one of these is a big no-no? Absolutely, folks. Displaying or possessing fake ID is a great way to lose your real one. Always, always be honest with that stuff. That fake one will get you in trouble. There's a drug question. Marijuana use will, is that adversely, that means in a bad way, affect a driver's concentration, judgment, and perceptual skills? Not affect a driver's ability to safely operate a vehicle? Or will it make a driver more alert? Remember, drug questions, drugs are bad. Yeah, absolutely, folks. A, it will adversely affect a driver's concentration, judgment, and perceptual skills. The most a person aged 21 or older will be fined for their first conviction of driving while under the influence of intoxicating liquor with no death or injury involved. The first DWI, really tough way to ask that question. Is that $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, or $2,000? How much do they fine you the first time they pull you over for driving while intoxicated? I couldn't talk there for a second. I'm sorry. I wasn't having a stroke. That was just me trying to clear my tongue. Yeah, $2,000. Y'all got it, folks. Let's see here. Child passenger safety seats are required for all children under the age of, is that 6 months, 18 months, 10 years and more than 4'9" in height, or 8 years or less than 4'9" in height, regardless of age? Darn tootin', folks. Y'all got this. Y'all know this. Yeah, short people and little kids got to use a booster seat, but that's all right because it keeps them safe. Now, after overtaking another motor vehicle on a 2-lane road, you can best judge when it is safe to drive back to the right-hand lane by, is that waiting until you can see the overtaken vehicle in your rear-view mirror, waiting 1 full minute, waiting until you can no longer see the overtaken vehicle to your right, or waiting until you can no longer see the overtaken vehicle in your rear-view mirror. When is it safe to go back into the right-hand lane after passing a vehicle, folks? All right, A, B, C, or D? A is for awesome, folks. Yeah. Wait until you can see the overtaken vehicle completely in your rearview mirror and you know it's safe to go back into your lane. Great job, everybody. Now, if blinded by the headlights of an approaching motor vehicle, it is best to, leave your headlights on to offset the glare, slow down and avoid looking directly into the headlights of the approaching vehicle, dim your headlights and continue at the same speed, or stop. Okay. What do we do when we are blinded by the headlights of an approaching motor vehicle? What is the safe thing to do? You need some Jeopardy music. There we go. Yes, slow down and avoid looking directly into the headlights of the approaching vehicle. Use that white line on the side of the road to help keep you in place. Now, your driver's license may be suspended for. There's a possibility it will be suspended. Is that for any violation of traffic laws repeated violations of traffic laws, any moving violation of traffic laws, or causing a minor crash. Which one of those can potentially cause you to lose your license? Yes, once again, the answer is B. Repeated violations of traffic laws, there is no set number. Once a judge determines that you messed up enough, they just take your license away. That's how it works. Now, when you hear a siren, a bell, or see a flashing red light coming towards you from any direction, you should, is that turn right at the next corner, speed up and get out of the way, yield the right of way to the emergency vehicle, or continue as you are. What do you do, A, B, C, or D in this situation? Cool. Y'all know this? Y'all got this? Y'all are going to do great. All right? Because, yeah, we yield the right of way to emergency vehicles, folks. Because we don't know who they're going to go rescue, and no matter who it is, we need to make sure we're out of their way as fast as possible. Now, if a person under the age of 21 refuses to provide a breath or blood specimen to a police officer in order to prove they are not intoxicated, their driver's license or licensing privilege will be suspended for the first time refusal for, is that 180 days, 60 days, 90 days, or 30 days? There you go, folks. 180 days, 6 months just about. No driving if you refuse to prove that you are not intoxicated. Good way to do that, or a good way to avoid having to do that, don't drink and drive. Now, in this picture, if you are driving motor vehicle number 1, you should, is that take the right of way. Stop and yield to vehicle 2 on the through street. Always stop or wait for a signal from the driver of vehicle 2. What should we do in this situation? We have arrived at a T intersection. So are we going to do A, B, C, or D? Take the right of way, stop and yield, always stop, or wait for a signal. What do we do? Got 3 answers on the board, but no 3 correct or no 3 incorrect, folks. So we need some more guesses so we can move along. Anybody else courageous enough to throw an answer up on there? Anyone else able to actually do that from the device that they're on? There we go. We got another B, and absolutely yes. In the situation of a T intersection, you always want to stop and yield to all pedestrians and traffic on the through street before taking the right of way. Right? Now, if you have a crash and someone is injured, you should, is that carefully help anyone who might be hurt and send for skilled help as quickly as possible. Immediately pick up the victim and take them to the hospital in your car. Assume the victim is not injured if they state they sustained no injury, or get the name of witnesses before you do anything else. If you have a crash and someone is injured, what should you do? Absolutely, folks. Y'all know that one. That's an easy one. Carefully help anyone and send for skilled help as quickly as possible. Stop and render aid. If you are driving at the speed limit and another driver beep, 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 honks their horn and starts to pass you, you should, is that slow down and allow them to pass, speed up to get out of the way, refuse to move over, or sound your horn and wave. I like the last one. It's not right, but it's funny. Yeah, absolutely, folks. Slow down and let them get past you, because when we force them not to get past us, all we're doing is risking an accident. Now, the maximum fine for your first conviction of driving without a valid driver's license is that $100, $50, $200, or $500? Oh my goodness, that just reminded me of Bubble Boy. And that just reminded me that Jake Gyllenhaal starred in that movie, and I need to rewatch that hilarious thing. But you folks are absolutely correct. It's going to be $200 for your first conviction of driving without a license. Driving with a permit is driving without a license, and those tickets can go up for repeated violations. Now, a driver waiting to make a left turn when a traffic light turns green should, is it turn hurriedly ahead of oncoming traffic, wait and turn on the next yellow signal, signal and bluff the other drivers into stopping, or turn only after there is no danger from oncoming vehicles? What should a driver waiting to make a left turn do? Darn tootin'. Folks, this is not poker. We do not bluff when it comes to our life. We turn only after there is no danger from oncoming vehicles. And now everybody knows. Fantastic. All right, now heavy amphetamine use. All right, does that keep drivers awake and decrease their risk of crash? Does that make drivers less coordinated and at times more likely to be involved in a crash? Or does it not affect drivers' safe driving ability? Remember, drug question, good, bad, nothing. All right, find the bad. Heavy amphetamine use, what does it do? Boom, y'all got it. Yeah, folks, it makes the drivers less coordinated. Their focus just gets tuned way up and they just can't see everything. Now, including reaction time, the stopping distance is more than 20 feet at 10 miles an hour. At 20 miles an hour, it would be about, is that 30 feet, 63 feet, 40 feet, or 75 feet? Now, I really hate the way this question is posed. It's kind of like a bait and switch. But it's asking you what's the stopping distance at 20 miles an hour. And yeah, as y'all know, that is 63 feet. But that question can be posed to you in several different ways. They could be asking for reaction time, which is 44 feet. They could be asking for stopping distance, which is 19 feet. Or they could be asking for the total stopping distance, which is 63 feet. Remember those three numbers. 44 plus 19 equals 63. Now, when parked parallel, it is best to leave our curbside wheels. Is that just touching the curb, 6 to 18 inches from the curb, 18 to 24 inches from the curb, or 24 to 30 inches from the curb? Yes, 6 to 18 inches from the curb. 6 inches means you don't run over broken glass and nails and stuff. 18 inches means you don't get hit by other cars. Now choose the number of the motor vehicle showing a proper stop signal. All right, so is it this one, which is A, B, C, or both lights on in the back for D? Or 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Absolutely, folks. Yeah, the answers for that one's gonna be D, because when your tail lights come on, boom, because you're braking. All right, the hand signal is actually the arm down. That's a good job. All right, now a flashing yellow signal light means, does that mean do not turn? Does that mean slow down if other traffic is near? Does that mean stop? Or does that mean slow down and proceed with caution? Absolutely, everybody. Yes, slow down and proceed with caution with a yellow flashing light. If there's another car going to use the intersection ahead of you, slow down, let them through, and then you continue on. Now, the lights on your vehicle must be turned on any time or day or night when persons and vehicles cannot be clearly seen for. Okay. How far does visibility have to be limited to before you have to turn on your headlights? That's what this question's asking. And is that 350 feet, 1,000 feet, 750 feet, or 1,500 feet? Brianna, if you just got here, please open up the Day 5 homework assignment. We're working on that together, getting those answers done, and you can rewatch the beginning of the video to get the first few. Just get caught up, or like just find where we are, and feel free to just start on that question. You can go backwards at the end of class and get the rest of those. Let's see here. All right, folks, but the lights on your vehicle must be turned on any time or day or night when persons and or vehicles cannot be clearly seen for, it's actually 1,000 feet, folks. And the reason this is because this is like rain, fog, sleet, snow, dust storm, whatever. Having your headlights on increases your visibility because the first thing that will be seen will be those headlights in these situations where your visibility is limited. All right, and sometimes it's way less than 1,000 feet. In a real heavy fog, your visibility could be cut down to 200-300 feet. So we definitely want to make sure that we've got our headlights on, because the headlights are the first thing that anyone is going to notice of us. All right, and that's basically what happens when we kind of stall like that, but that's okay. It is a violation of state law. So once again, that answer for that last one was B. But it is a violation of state law for pedestrians too, is that stand in the roadway for purposes of soliciting a ride, jaywalk on any street in any city, cross streets in groups, or run while crossing the street. I mean, people act like that last one's illegal, but it's not. Sorry. There you go, folks. Absolutely. You may not stand in the roadway for the purposes of soliciting a ride. That means no hitchhiking. None of this going on. Because even pretty hitchhikers stab. Or handsome. Although, I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. Anyway, a driver under the age of 21, or if a driver under the age of 21, if a driver is, there we go, okay. Sorry. If a driver is under the age of 21, their driver's license may be suspended for a first offense of driving while intoxicated for, is that 1 to 2 years, 180 days to 2 years, 1 year, or 2 to 4 years. All right, boom. Now, for those of you that couldn't remember this one right off the bat, remember, not providing a sample, you lose it for the same time as you would for the minimum of providing a sample and failing. So that not providing a sample is 180 days. This one is 180 days, but up to 2 years. All right, get caught drunk driving one time, and if you're already 19, you'll be legal the next time you get to legally drive. Now, as a driver age 21 or over, if you refuse a test to determine the amount of alcohol in your body, your driver's license will be suspended. You must be fined at least $500. You must be sentenced to at least 3 days in jail, or you will be required to take another driving test. All right, now this one was covered in the homework, so I hope y'all paid attention to that one, but it's an easy guess. Yeah, it's the same thing that happens if you're a minor. All right, if you're like, no, I refuse to take a test, they'll be like, okay, say bye to your license, and you can lose it for 6 months to 2 years, just like a teenager would. Now, if you are a novice or beginner driver, how much time should you maintain between yourself and the vehicle ahead of you? And since there's no speed indicated here, we're just going to say default to 30 miles an hour when there's no speed mentioned, and it's asking questions like this. So at low speeds, if you're a beginner driver, how much time should you have between you and the vehicle ahead of you? 1, 4, 3, or 2 seconds. It is actually 4 seconds. Once you are an experienced driver, you may drive with only 2 seconds between you and the vehicle ahead of you at low speeds. But until you are an experienced driver, give yourself an extra 2 seconds for a total of 4. All right. Now, if you get drowsy while driving, it is best to take anti-sleeping pills, open fresh air vents, stop at the next town for a cup of coffee, or stop, get out, and walk around. Okay. And we're actually going to watch a Try Guys video where they do some driving while sleeping. But absolutely, yeah. Just walking around, moving. That's why when you're really sleepy and you go to school, it's hard to stay awake because you're very stationary. When you're just sitting still, it's easier to fall asleep. That's also why readers tend to fall asleep while reading. Now, your driver's license may be suspended for causing, is that 1 serious crash, 1 near crash, 1 minor crash, or 2 near crashes? Okay, which one of these sounds like it would cause you to lose your license potentially? Okay, I'm not okay. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. All right. Yeah, 1 serious crash. A crash where someone is injured or killed, which is a serious crash, can cause you to lose your license. A near crash means you missed, good job. A minor crash, they're not going to take your license for that. If they did, no one would have one. And 2 near crashes, no, because that means you missed twice, right? Drive safely. When approaching a school bus from either the front or the rear, which has stopped to pick up or discharge children, you must. Is that sound your horn and carefully pass? Stop and wait until the buses resume motion until you are signaled by the driver to proceed. Stop and then you may carefully pass at speeds not over 10 miles an hour, or slow down and pass carefully at speeds not over 10 miles an hour. What do we do when we come up to a school bus that is loading or unloading children? Things that make you go, Yes, folks. B, stop and wait until the buses resume motion or the bus driver waves you on. Okay, because when those red lights are blinking, that bus is recording, folks. And if you pass a bus twice while it's recording and letting kids out, your license goes. Now, what is the minimum distance you can park close to a fire hydrant? Sounds like one of our 3 in-city numbers. So the fire hydrant, what is the distance for the fire hydrant? Is that 10 feet, 20 feet, 15 feet, or 30 feet? Ooh, that's 3 wrong answers right there. But we did get 1 right answer in the mix because this one is 15 feet. Remember, folks, 20 feet is the crosswalk, 15 feet is the fire hydrant, and 100 feet are all the little in-city rules when it comes to driving. All right, let's see how, moving on. Now, distracted driving puts the following people in danger. And this is why it's not safe to distracted drive. Is that the driver, the passengers, other pedestrians, or all of the above? Who is in danger when we distracted drive? I'm not going to say they make it easy when they put all of the above on there, but a lot of the all of the above answered questions are all of the above. Just throwing that out there. A lot of them, just use your best judgment. Don't answer that for all of them. Just read them. Pick the best answer, but that's usually it. Okay, so here we are at an intersection. We are car number 1, and then there's 2, 3, and 4, and we are attempting to turn left. So what do? Do we try to hold up vehicle 3 so you may turn in front of it? Do you try to hold up vehicle 4 so you may turn in front of it? Do you wait until it is safe to turn? Or do you always speed up and turn in front of vehicle 4 so as not to slow down traffic behind? Yeah, y'all already got this one. I didn't even have to finish. Because that is what we do when we're turning left. We wait until it is safe. That is the name of the game, folks. When turning left, wait until it is safe to turn left before doing so. Otherwise, crash! Vehicle skids are most likely caused by, remember, this is the Texas driving test, not the Montana. All right? So vehicle skids are most likely caused by too much ice or snow on the road, air pressure in the tires too low, air pressure in the tires too high, driving too fast on slippery roads. The force is strong with these 2, but I need a 3rd one. Yeah, folks. Skidding is caused by one of 2 things. A loss of traction because of road condition or driving too fast. Okay? So, yeah, the correct answer for this one is D. I had 2 right answers right off the bat. Only in northern climates is ice and snow the issue. Down here in Texas, it's speed. So, don't speed. All right, solid yellow line on your side of the center stripe means is that do not pass, traffic signal ahead, slow down, or you are on a multiple lane highway. What does a solid yellow line on your side of the center stripe mean? All right, I'll be back in just a moment. I need to ask a question real quick. Let's see. Certificate for a packet. Okay, what have you got for me, folks? Yes, do not pass. I'll take the 2. Because, yes, we do not pass when there is a solid line on our side of the center stripe. All right, and moving on. All right, a posted speed limit sign of 55 miles per hour means you can always lawfully drive 55 on that road. You may drive 60 miles an hour as officers allow an extra 5 miles an hour. You may drive 55 only under favorable driving conditions, or you may drive 60 miles an hour day or night on that road. Fantastico. Yes, you may drive 55 miles an hour only under favorable driving conditions. That's the speed limit. That's how it works, folks. For everything that's not favorable, we slow down just a little bit. Now, if you are involved in a crash, you must immediately notify is that the appropriate law enforcement agency, the highway patrol, the county sheriff, or the justice of the peace. All right, I'm going to give you a partial on this one. D is absolutely not the answer. Justice of the peace only needs to be notified if someone wants to get hitched or if somebody has died. All right. So it's not D, so is it A, B, or C? There we go. Yes, absolutely, folks. The appropriate law enforcement agency. That may be the highway patrol, that may be the county sheriff, but if it's within city limits, then you would call the city police department. Always call the department that it pertains to. Now, if you run off the pavement, you should, is that steer straight ahead and speed up, apply the brakes hard, turn the steering wheel quickly towards the road, or steer straight and slow down before attempting to return to the pavement. What do we do when we drive off the roadway? I mean, at this point, I would just bandwagon with whatever those two say, since they're quite often correct and agreeing, just to speed this along, folks. I really do want y'all to get as many answers correct as possible, but I want those 3. I want it. There we go. So, 3. Yes, steer straight. Sorry. Y'all are doing great, though. Steer straight and slow down before attempting to return to the pavement, and that's because your wheels don't all have the same level of traction, right? We need to slow down and minimize that difference. Now, when turning left from a 3-lane, one-way street, you should turn from, is that the right lane, the left lane, the center lane, or either lane? Did y'all sign me with an answer real fast? I'm sorry, I didn't look at the thing. The correct answer for this one would be left lane. All right, on a one-way street, that means all the lanes are going in the same direction, and so we want to turn, when we turn right, from the rightmost lane, when we turn left, from the leftmost lane. So the correct answer for this one would be B. All right, on a one-way street, we do not turn from the center lane. That's a little bit of valley crazy right there, because I've seen it happen. Choose the number of the vehicle or driver showing a proper right turn signal. All right, so is it number 1? Is it number 2? Is it number 3? Is it number 4? Where I get, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes, this time it was 1, 2, 3, 4. So A, B, C, or D is the right turn signal. Arm down. The light on this side flashing, the light on this side flashing, or that one. Boom, there it is. Yeah, absolutely. C, because they have the light on the right side of their vehicle is blinking. Therefore, that is a right turn signal. Now, if a child ran out into the street 60 to 65 feet ahead of your vehicle, what is the maximum speed you should be traveling to be able to stop before hitting the child, right? Is that 20, 30, 40, or 50 miles an hour? Yeah, folks, see, it asked you the question the other way around. This time it gave you that 60 to 65 range because it wanted that 20. Good job, everybody. You did not let the DPS exam fool you. Right now, if you must walk on the highway, you should. Is that walk on the left side in order to watch approaching vehicles, walk on the side that has the widest shoulders, walk on the right side in order the approaching vehicles may see you better, or walk on the side with the highest amount of traffic? Y'all just slamming me already. Yeah, walk on the left side so that you can see the traffic coming. Otherwise, you might get hit by a car and not even notice it until the last second. Now, when turning in the city, you should give the proper signal. Is that at least 25 feet before turning, at least 75 feet before turning, at least 50 feet before turning, or at least 100 feet before turning? How much advance notice do you have to give the other drivers? All right, folks, regardless of what's going on, if you're driving and you need a signal, it's 100 feet. If you're driving and you're trying to pass someone and you're approaching an intersection, you can't be within 100 feet of an intersection, a bridge, or a railroad crossing. Okay, remember, 100 feet for in-city, 20 feet for the crosswalk, and 15 feet for the hydrant, right? And yes. Now, to avoid crashes, a defensive driver should ignore the driving of others, signal only when meeting other traffic, stay alert and look for trouble spots, or insist on the right of way. I feel like y'all gave me this answer for this, so I'm just going to take it like that. Because, yeah, a defensive driver should stay alert and look for trouble spots. There we go. Excellent. Now, when approaching an intersection, bridge, or railroad crossing, I think we just mentioned this, you should never drive on the left half of the roadway when you're within how many feet? Is that 100 feet, 200 feet, 150 feet, or 250 feet? What's the rule? What's the distance? Once again, for those of you that have just joined us or joined recently, if you don't already have this assignment open it up, follow along, and rewatch the beginning of the video to get all those delicious right answers. Because, yeah, absolutely, the rule is 100 feet. It's an in-city rule. It's 100 feet. So easy to remember those. Now, the maximum fine for the first non-driving alcohol-related offense of possession or consumption of alcohol by a minor is, this is a question based on something you would have heard or read during the homework. So hopefully y'all paid attention to this one. Is that $1,750, $500, or $1,500? Now, I would like to point out the same fine they give minors for drinking at a party, they give the same amount of the fine is the amount that drivers that drive while actively drinking an alcoholic beverage as an adult pay, right? So what do you think, folks? 3 right answers, 3 wrong answers. Doesn't really matter. It's just going to take a second to explain it and why. So show me what you got. All right. As a matter of fact, it's actually only $500. Right, $500 is the citation they will give you if they catch you at a party with a beer or a shot glass or a bottle in your hand, whatever. If you have an alcoholic beverage on your person and whether you've been drinking or not, you're just holding somebody else's beer, that's a $500 citation. That's the same amount of money that they charge anyone caught with an open container driving around while drinking alcohol as an adult. Right? Now, headlights must be turned on. Is it only after it gets completely dark, 30 minutes before sunset, 30 minutes after sunset, or at sunset? Right? We mentioned this in class, and I believe it was in the homework. But to give y'all a hint, you daredevils that like to drive in the dark with no lights on, they give you 30 minutes before you have to turn them on. So the correct answer is... yeah, 30 minutes after sunset, you turn your headlights on. If you want to drive in the morning, 30 minutes before sunrise, you can turn them off. Right? Now, if you see a pedestrian crossing or attempting to cross the street, you should squish him. No, is that be prepared to stop, slow down, use your horn if necessary, all of the above. What is it, folks? If you see a person attempting to cross the street, what do you have to do? Yeah, it's not always right, but it usually is. All of the above. Use your horn, slow down, and maybe you got to stop. All right, there's a lady that tries to cross Texas on her wheelchair, and she just knows people are going to stop for her. Knows it. All right, when approaching a green traffic light, you should, is that watch mainly to the right, speed up to avoid holding up traffic, look both ways as you go ahead, or watch mainly to the left. When we're driving through an intersection, what direction could danger come from? That's what this question's really asking. Can't fool you folks, yeah. We need to look both ways before we cross through an intersection because a person could make a mistake on our left or our right. Now, if you are under the age of 21 and refuse to provide a breath or blood specimen to police officers, your driver's license or driving privileges may be suspended for a first-time refusal for the following period. Is that 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, or 180 days? It's amazing the things I can say without messing up. And other things just mess me up completely. Thank you so much, folks. Yes, 180 days. Refuse to provide a sample to prove that you are sober, and you can lose your license for 6 months. All right, you're doing all right. All right, so in this picture, the driver of the vehicle on the two-lane street should... The driver of the vehicle on the two-lane street should, is that always yield to the driver of the vehicle on the four-lane street, take the right-of-way cautiously because they're on the right, stop only if there is a stop sign directing them to do so, or take the right-of-way if they are the first vehicle to the intersection. All right, folks, yesterday I mentioned that we will always yield the right-of-way to the greater road. So in this situation, the vehicle on the two-lane road should yield the right-of-way always to the vehicle on the four-lane road. And them's the rules. So the correct answer for this one is A. But remember that. The lesser road always yields the right-of-way to the greater. So if the road has more lanes, we yield the right-of-way. If we're on dirt and they're on paved, we yield the right-of-way. Okay? And then when it's reversed, make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to before you take the right-of-way, because just because they're supposed to do it doesn't mean they know it. A flashing red light means, is that stop until the green light comes on? I love people that do that. Is that detour, slow down, or stop, look, and yield before proceeding? Le flashing red light. She means what? Yeah. Stop, look, and yield before proceeding. When I was doing a ride-along once, an officer turned the lights on someone because they were stopped at a red blinking light for a minute. And he's like, why were you still there? And they're like, we were waiting for it to go green. And I died. I was back in the unit and I heard their answer and I just laughed for like 10 minutes straight. It was awesome. Now, you must give a signal either by hand and arm or by signal device, is that only at night, anytime you change lanes, only if other traffic is affected by your movement, or only if you are driving a car or truck. And the reason I was laughing is because that light was never going to change colors. It's always a red flashing light. That person was nuts. But you must give signal either by hand and arm, blade hand, or by signal device. Wham. Is that only at night, anytime you change lanes, only if other traffic is affected by your movement, or only if you are driving a car or truck? Negative. Anytime you change lanes. Why? Because it's not about the traffic you do see, it's about the vehicles that you don't see. And if we get into the habit of assuming that everything's okay, and that we don't have to signal, that we don't have to stop, then we're going to do it when it matters, and it could lead to a collision. So by law, you must signal anytime you change lanes. 3 o'clock in the morning, no one else is out on the road, you signal anyway. Why? Because if you get into that bad habit of not signaling, you'll eventually do it when it matters. Right? Now, if you are teaching a beginner to drive, you must be 21 years old, be a licensed driver, age 21 or over, with at least 1 year of driving experience, have a Class C driver's license, or have had 5 years of driving experience. What are the requirements to teach someone to drive? Seen that show, Mystery Glaciers? That vice principal, he likes to say, a boom. Yeah, the correct answer for this one is going to be B. Remember, licensed operator, 21 or over, with a year of driving experience, a valid license, seated in the front seat, actually paying attention. That's all you need to be. Now, which of the following helps prevent distracted driving? Is that avoid reading, writing, or texting while driving? Do we daydream while driving? Do we pick up something that fell while driving? Or do we adjust the radio while driving? Which one of those helps prevent distracted driving? Hey, y'all got that one fast. Good job. Avoid reading, writing, or texting while driving, and you will not be distracted driving. Right? Now, if you have a blowout while driving, you should, is that step on the accelerator, hit the brakes, push in the clutch and coast to a stop, steer firmly, take your foot off the accelerator, and brake cautiously. What do we do when we have a blowout? A sudden loss of air pressure to our tire. Tire goes. Darn Skippy. Yep, steer firmly, take your foot off the accelerator, and brake cautiously. Just get that brake into the braking point barely just to help slow you down. Now, as a driver operating a motor vehicle, you are only allowed to read, write, or send messages on a cell phone while. Is that stopped at a red light? No vehicles are nearby. Traveling on a freeway? None of the above. Yes, none of the above. While operating a motor vehicle, you can do that stuff only once you've parked and turned off the car. Good job. Now, it takes how many feet for an average driver moving 20 miles an hour to apply the brakes the moment danger is detected? Is that 10 feet, 44 feet, 55 feet, 88 feet? I mentioned this one earlier. Hopefully you wrote this down when I suggested it when we went over it the first time. But for a driver going 20 miles an hour, how long does it take for them to apply the brakes? Oh, that was not the same answer. Okay, wait. Ooh, disparaging answers. And there we go, there's 3 wrong answers. 44 feet. Remember, at 20 miles an hour, it takes 44 feet to apply the brakes, 19 feet for the vehicle to stop after you do, and a total of 63 feet to come to a complete stop. Right? If you remember, 44 to stop, or 44 to brake, 19 to stop, equals 63 total stopping distance. That'll help. Right? Choose the number of the vehicle or driver showing a proper right turn signal. All right, so is it the person doing this, the one with the light on this side flashing, the person doing this, or the one with the light on this side flashing? A, B, C, or D? So we're about halfway done with our time, and we are just under halfway done with these questions. So come on, folks, let's pick it up. Give me some answers. Who is turning to the right? Remember, left turn, left light. Stopping, both lights on in the back. Or right turn, like you're going that way, remember? Right? So the proper right turn signal is going to be option 3, C. Good job for the 2 of you. Thank you so much for those guesses. I just did the explaining because we were taking a bit. All right, now blind, partially blind, or disabled individuals may carry what color cane when walking? Right? What color cane is permissible for an individual with a who is blind, partially blind, or disabled? Is that white, blue, yellow, or orange? There you go. Y'all got this one. White cane. That is the color for the handicapped folks, the individuals with special needs. Right? Because we're not supposed to say handicap anymore, right? Except with the parking spaces. Now, maximum fine for a person 21 or older who is driving and drinking an alcoholic beverage at the same time is that $50, $500, $200, or $1,000. Just gave y'all the answer for this one a few minutes ago, so hopefully y'all remember. Thank you, everybody. Yes, drinking and driving with an open container, and that's what the ticket will say, driving with an open container, is a $500 citation. So, don't drink and drive, and don't drink while driving. Now, the worst, and that is referring to alcohol, of course. Now, the worst offense a driver 21 or over can be charged with for operating a motor vehicle in a public place under the influence of alcohol or drugs and causing the death of another by accident or mistake is that intoxication, manslaughter, drunkenness, negligent homicide, or driving while under the influence of intoxicating liquor. Yeah, that was very quick, I believe. I suppose, because yes, intoxication, manslaughter is what you get charged with when you take a life while you're drunk, because they understand that drunk is a state of impairedness. Now, which individual cannot carry a white cane while walking on a public street or highway? Is that a blind person, a partially blind person, a disabled person, or a person who is not disabled? Yeah, person who's not disabled, folks. I got that rather quickly. Thank you. All right, alcohol affects a driver by, right? Is it slowing down reaction time and impairing perception? Emotions become unstable, interfering with concentration and dulling judgment, or all of these? Yes, once again, all of the above wins. Yes, alcohol just messes you up in lots of ways, and the worst one is that false sense of confidence that it gives you. So don't drink and drive, folks. Because every time you do, it'll become a little easier to do it the next time, and you'll be in just as much danger as you were the first time. Now, at night, a driver should dim their headlights when an approaching vehicle, approaching means from the opposite direction, comes within 100, 400, 200, or 500 feet. Okay, that is 3 incorrect answers. The correct answer is 500 feet. 200 feet is when they're coming from the opposite, is when you're following behind them. No, that's 300 feet. Yeah. So it's 500 feet when they're coming from the opposite direction and 300 feet when you're coming up behind them. But remember, that's the number for the exam. Common courtesy, what you should actually be doing while you're driving is once you see another motorist on the roadway sharing the road with you, dim your lights so you don't blind them. Right. Now, your driver's license will be automatically suspended if you are convicted of violating a restriction on your license, causing a serious crash while driving, racing a motor vehicle on a public highway or street, or failure to submit a required crash report. Which one of these costs you your license super fast? Yep, you want to drive super fast? Well, you can lose your license super fast. Racing your motor vehicle on a public highway or street is super illegal, so illegal, in fact, that your license goes away the first time they catch you doing it. So don't do it. Stopping distances, that's why. All right, now the maximum daytime speed limit for passenger cars on most highways numbered by this state or the United States is, right? What is the fastest you can go on a road with intersections? Is that 55, 70, 60, or 65 miles per hour? Absolutely, folks. 70 miles an hour. That is the fastest speed you will be able to attain on any highway, any road with intersections. You want to drive faster than that? Get on the express. All right. Now, when parking near a corner, you may park your vehicle no closer than 10 feet from a crosswalk, 30 feet from a crosswalk, 20 feet from a crosswalk, 40 feet from a crosswalk. C, that is correct. Yeah, 20 feet from a crosswalk is perfectly fine. Any closer than that, and you may be impeding people's ability to turn safely. Now, drivers should watch for individuals who are blind at, is that bus stops, intersections, all of the answers, or business areas. Where should drivers watch out for individuals who are blind? Where may we encounter the blind? Yeah, basically anywhere where we may encounter somebody that can see. Bus stops, intersections, business areas. Great job, everybody. All of the above. Now, in this picture, the driver of the vehicle on the unpaved road should, is that take the right of way cautiously because they are to the right, yield to the vehicle on the paved road in all instances, be prepared to stop if the vehicle on the paved road does not, or stop only if there's a stop sign on the unpaved road. Somebody listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The lesser road always yields the right of way to the greater road. In this situation, it is the unpaved road always yields the right of way to the paved road in all instances. If your road has a lower speed limit than the other road, you yield the right of way. If your road has less lanes, you yield the right of way. If your road is lame and theirs is paved, you yield the right of way. Because dirt roads are frickin' lame at this point. Even like middle of nowhere roads are getting paved nowadays. Now, when you are taking prescribed medicine by a doctor, you should, ask the doctor if it's safe to drive. Never drive. Drive only if you feel okay, or drive short distances only. Yeah, he's a professional and he can certainly let you know. Ask a doctor if it's safe for you to drive while on that medication. All right, I was once taking some stuff and the doctor was like, if you've taken this in the last 10 hours, don't drive. And I understood very quickly why. Man, I was out of my head for about 12. Now, you must give the right of way to a pedestrian when the pedestrian has entered the crosswalk, even if the walk light changes. The pedestrian has entered the crosswalk, even if the traffic light changes to green. The pedestrian has a walk signal, or all of the above. Texas really loves some all of the above, don't they? Yeah, all of these answers are correct. Because the flesh is spongy and weak and cars are rock solid metal, which is a funny thing to say since metal is not the same solidity as rock. But anyway, yeah, always yield the right of way to people because car versus person, car wins and the person loses their life a little too often. Now, when approaching an emergency vehicle, tow truck, or Texas Department of Transportation vehicle stopped on a road with its lights activated, you must move out of the lane closest to the stopped vehicle if available, speed up, slow down 20 miles an hour less than the posted speed limit, or move lanes if possible, or slow down at least 20 miles an hour slower than the posted speed limit. Sorry. Looking at something. Yeah, the correct answer is actually move lanes if possible. So if there's a vehicle on the side of the road, like a police officer, a fire truck, an ambulance, a Department of Public Safety, all right, and you either move out of the lane closest to them, if no lane exists that's the closest to them other than the one you have to be in, because there's only 2 lanes of travel there, then you slow down 20 miles an hour slower than the posted speed limit. This makes it super easy to avoid hitting anyone by accident. All right. Now, why should you drive slower at night? Is that there is more traffic on the roads, the distance you can see is less, you are more apt to get sleepy, or there are more careless drivers on the road at night. Why should we drive slower at night? All right, the correct distance is, or the correct answer is actually the distance that you can see is a lot less at night. That's why we slow down while driving at night, because it's harder to watch out for a problem coming up on the roadway when we can't see it. So because of our lack of visibility, we slow down when we drive at night. All right, so the correct answer for that one would have been B. Now, if your driver's license is suspended, you may drive only if you get permission from local police, if you drive on little traveled roads, if you have an accompanied licensed driver, or if you obtain an essential need or occupational driver's license. Right? This is one of those questions that came up in the homework, and y'all would have been exposed to this wisdom, this knowledge. So you either got it or you don't. But don't worry, I'll give it to you if you don't have it. It's okay. Now it is already 6:09, and we have yet to arrive on the signs, but the signs do go quicker, folks, so as long as you're able to quickly identify those answers, because there's no more question to read, we should be able to breeze through them all anyway, if we can get this first half finished in the next few minutes. So come on, give me some answers. Unless you already did, I'm just going to go ahead and take those. Yeah, if you obtain an essential need or occupational driver's license, you can drive with a suspended license, but that means you can only drive very specific routes and only to and from work. Right? You may lawfully allow an object to extend beyond the left side of your vehicle is at 3 inches, 6 inches, 9 inches, or 12 inches. A, B, C, or D. What you got, folks? Oh, we're losing people. We need more peoples. Takes the weight off of y'all. All right, there we go. 3 correct answers, and the correct answer is A, 3 inches. You are allowed 6 inches on the right side, but only 3 inches on the left because they're worried you're going to hit something. All right, now choose the number of the car, giving the proper left turn signal. Is it the one with a light on this side flashing, the one with their arm like this, the one with their arm like this, or the one with a light on this side flashing? A, B, C, or D, 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever you want to call it. Yes, thank you so much, folks. Yeah, the correct answer is going to be option 4D, because the light on the left side is blinking. Now, when entering a street from a private alley or driveway, you must, is that proceed at 5 miles an hour, stop only when turning left, yield to approaching vehicles, or sound your horn. When you are entering a street from a private alley or driveway, what do you got to do to stay safe? What do you have to do to obey the law? Confirmed. Yes, listen to them. Yield to all approaching vehicles and pedestrians attempting to use the crosswalk ahead of you, or cross ahead of you. A green arrow showing with a red traffic light means stop, slow down. You may go ahead carefully in the direction shown by the arrow, or after stopping, you may go ahead carefully in the direction shown by the arrow. What do you think? A green arrow, same time as a red light. What does it mean? Yes, once again, the answer is C. You may go ahead carefully in the direction shown by the arrow. Just make sure that everyone else is doing what they're supposed to before you go. When stopped by law enforcement, you should, is that park your vehicle on the far, or as far to the right of the traffic lane as possible, remain in the car and wait for instructions, activate hazard warning lights, or all of the above. Texas sure likes them some all of the above. All those answers. If you're pulled over, park to the right, stay in your car, wait for instructions, turn on your emergency lights so people know you're in the car. On multiple lane highways, slow drivers should drive. Is that in the middle lane, on the right-hand lane, in the left-hand lane, or whatever lane other slow drivers may be using? Okay. According to that very special sign that we saw just the other day, in which lane do we drive when driving slow? Is that the middle, the right, the left, or whichever? When driving at night and when driving slow, we keep in the right-hand lane. This allows all the faster moving traffic to be in the other lanes, and they can not worry about accidentally hitting you. Now, if you damage an unattended vehicle, you must call a wrecker and have it towed to a garage, stay at the scene until the owner returns, locate the owner or leave a signed statement on the vehicle, or advise an officer only. Claro que sí. Locate the owner and leave a signed statement on the vehicle. Right? It's that simple, folks. Now, not including reaction time or thinking in reaction distance, at 20 miles an hour, lawful brakes should stop a car within how many feet does it take the car to stop after you hit the brakes going 20 miles an hour? So what this question is asking is that 10, 19, 25, or 45 feet? Gabby remembered the equation. There we go, 3 right answers. Yeah, it takes 44 feet to hit the brakes, it takes 19 feet for the car to stop, and then it takes a total of 63 feet for a car going 20 miles an hour to come to a complete stop. Drivers become subject to liability insurance law when crash damage amounts to, was that $25 of one person, $100 of one person, $50 of one person, or $1,000 of property damage of one person? How much money? How much money, how much damage do you have to cause before the law holds you responsible? All right, now folks, since I'm not getting answers, I'm just gonna give you this one. This one is at least $1,000 of property damage to an individual. Now, I did mention that if you accidentally back into a car and put a little dent or a little scratch or whatever into it, as long as you don't cause this much damage, the police are not gonna hold you responsible. They can still take you to small claims court, but you need to cause at least $1,000 of damage to be held legally responsible, right? If you are being passed, you should, increase your speed, keep in your lane, blow your horn and wave at the other driver, or pull over and call an officer. Which one of these 4 things do we do when we are being passed? Yes, everybody, stay in your lane. Allow them to pass you, and if you're going the speed limit, slow down. Now in this picture, if you are driving the dark vehicle and approach this uncontrolled intersection first, you're driving the dark vehicle and you arrive at this intersection first, do you always slow down and allow the white vehicle to cross in front of you? Do you take the right of way cautiously? Do you wait for the driver of the white vehicle to motion? Or do we speed up and clear the intersection regardless of traffic because you have the right of way? You are the dark vehicle and you arrived at this uncontrolled intersection first. What do we do? All right, in this situation, we would take the right of way cautiously, because once again, just because we're allowed to take the right of way because we got there first and we have the right of way because we got there first does not mean that the driver of the lighter car is not about to do something crazy and just shoot through that intersection because we're already stopped. All right, so yes, we do have the right of way because we arrive first, but we take the right of way cautiously because other drivers aren't always doing the right thing. All right, and now we made it to the signs, folks. So this is going to get a little bit faster. This sign, what is it telling us? Yield to other traffic, expect other traffic to yield to you, or always stop. What's the right answer? What do we do? There we go. Yes, yield to other traffic. Boom, moving on. Right, yield sign, we yield. What a shocker. All right, so stop sign, what do? Do we slow down very slowly, stop only when other traffic is close, or always stop completely? Day or night, whether there's witnesses or not. Yeah, pretend the police are watching. Always stop completely. Doesn't matter if it's 2 a.m. and you don't think anybody's out there, because it's that car you don't realize it's there that's going to hit you. This sign right here, is this slow down for a left turn, look for a detour to the left, or slow down for a left curve? Yes, folks. Curves are like this. Turns have right angles. So slow down for a left curve. You're good. All right. And right here. Low clearance, 12 foot 6. Is it be sure your load is not wider than 12 foot 6 inches? Make sure it's not higher than 12 foot 6 inches. Make sure it's not longer than 12 foot 6 inches. What does this sign mean to you? Bullseye. Yes, not higher, because that's telling you the height of that underpass. Now, soft shoulder. Extra careful not to run off the pavement. Drive on the shoulder when meeting wide trucks, or watch for soft spots in the roadway. What is a soft shoulder? Right, we mentioned this one, folks. The shoulder of the road is the side of the road. All right, if the side of the road is soft, then we need to be extra careful not to run off the pavement, otherwise we might get stuck. I've pulled over on a soft shoulder twice in my life, and I got stuck both times. So be extra careful not to run off the pavement near a soft shoulder sign, otherwise you may need a tow. This one right here. What's going to happen in 500 feet? What is this sign telling us? Is it a detour, watch for a construction or maintenance project ahead, or stop until you are waved on? What is this sign with a little dude holding a box of Cheerios telling us? Is that A, B, or C? Yes, when we see this sign, we know that it's telling us that there is a construction or maintenance project 500 feet ahead, so we need to watch out for that. It's that simple, folks. No need to worry. Don't overthink stuff. All right, now here we go. This one, is this get ready to cross a two-way street, get ready to enter a two-way street, or get ready to turn as you cannot enter? What is this sign telling us? Yeah, we need to get ready to enter a two-way street. How do we do that? We make sure that we're in the right-hand lane as we cross over. All right? Now, right here, I told y'all about this one. They made it more dangerous to make it safer. What do we do here? Do we stop and wait for oncoming cars to cross first? Do we speed up to beat other cars across? Or do we be sure to stay well in your lane because the bridge ahead has room only enough for 2 lanes of traffic? Phone, the TV remote, a bunch of stuff up here, and I just grabbed the wrong thing twice looking for my mouse. Come on, folks, one more answer. One more good answer. All right. Be sure to stay well in your lane because the bridge ahead has room for only 2 lanes of traffic. They made the situation more dangerous to force people to slow down. Thank you so much, Vicente, Mr. Ayala. Thank you. Right. Now, this sign right here. What's this sign telling us? All right. I hope y'all remember this one. I harped on it for just a moment. So is it be very careful to avoid skidding in wet weather, be very careful to avoid skidding in any weather, or be very careful to avoid getting stuck in wet weather? Yeah, it's A. This is the car water slide sign. Be very careful to avoid skidding in wet weather. Good job, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And here's that sign that tells us what to do when we drive slow. So what do? Do we drive only in the right-hand lane, keep in the right-hand lane when driving slow, or when driving slow, overtake to the right? What is the correct answer for this one? Come on, folks. Be aggressive on these. We can get through all of these, but we need to pick up that participation just a little bit. There you go. B. That is the correct answer on this one, though. When driving in the right-hand lane, or keep in the right-hand lane when driving slow. This one right here. Is this watch for water trucks? Is it trucks are not permitted in this area, or is it prepare to reduce speed for a downgrade? C. Reduce speed for a downgrade because you're going down a steep hill and your brakes are not going to be working so awesome. This sign right here, is this telling us that Texas Highway 235 runs straight ahead, Texas 235 runs right and left ahead, or that it is 235 miles to the Texas boundary line. What is this sign telling us? A, B, or C? Yes, the correct answer is B, and we know it's talking about right and left because we read our signs bottom to top, and that arrow is pointing right and left. So we know the Texas Highway runs right and left ahead. Good job, everybody. Now, bump, is that a slow down for a dip, slow down for a low place in the roadway, or slow down for a sharp rise in the roadway? All fast, I didn't even get to finish and you're giving me an answer? Good job. Because C, a bump is a sharp rise in the roadway. A dip is a low place in the roadway. All right, one way, and the arrow is pointing that way. What does that mean? Does that mean detour? Does that mean go straight ahead or turn right? Or is that turn either right or left ahead? What do we do? What is this one telling us? All right, I'll explain it. Yeah, Emily got this one, folks. All right, we have two choices when we see this sign. We can either turn right at the next intersection, because turning left is right out the question. The road's a one-way, that's the wrong way. Or we can continue straight ahead, because there's nothing that says we have to turn. It just means that if we're going to turn onto that next road, it's got to be to the right. Good job. You got that one. All right, so B, the correct answer for this one is B. All right, next one. Ooh, I like this sign. Is this slow down for a right curve, slow down for a right and left turn, or slow down for a right and left curve? What is this sign? What is this arrow? Is this a single? Is this a double? Is it a turn or is it a curve? There we go, yeah. Slow down for a right and left curve. No sharp angles, no turns. And, well, first one goes to the right, second one goes to the left. It does have two, so it is a right and left. All right, right here, what do we do here? Do we watch mostly to the right for other traffic? Do we watch mostly to the left for other traffic? Or do we watch to the right and left for other traffic as we approach this intersection? Flew onto the board. Yes, we watch right and left anytime we go through an intersection because that's where the danger's coming from usually. Sometimes forward, but we look forward too. It's okay. All right, so this one, I think I told you about this one. Is this one go straight ahead if you are in the left lane, turn left from the left lane only, or turn left from either lane? Which is the correct answer to this one? It's that simple. Which is the most correct answer? Because remember, that's what we're looking for, the most correct answer. It doesn't give all the information, just it has the most correct information. And I'm going to treat Vision 888's answers as the dividing line. So sure, turn left from either lane. Because you can turn left from the left lane, you can turn left from the right lane, and that is the most correct answer. Right? Because the others only give you an instruction to do one thing. And that one gives you two correct things. Donut pass. What do we do here? Is it never pass another vehicle at this location? Pass only if you're in a hurry, or cross the double stripe and return quickly when overtaking here? Absolutely. When you see a sign that says do not pass, we do not pass in this location. Y'all got it. Thank you for knowing that. You'd be surprised how many people don't. Now looking at this image, is this get ready to detour? Watch for a drop from the pavement edge to the shoulder, or speed up to normal as you are at the end of a paving project? Watch for drop in the pavement. Great job, everybody. Yes. Okay, when you see this sign, it means that the shoulder and the lane itself are uneven. Stay in your lane because there is that little drop on the shoulder. Good job. Road narrows. What does that mean? Does that mean watch for a railroad? You are approaching a one-way road, or the pavement ahead narrows. On fire. Just jumping on them. C. That is the correct answer, is C. Okay, road narrows means the pavement, the road itself, gets more narrow. So commonsensical. Don't overthink things, folks. It makes it tough on yourself. All right, now a dip. Is that dim your lights, slow down for a low place on the road, or slow down for a hill? If you're a Jason Mendoza fan, you just went, aw, dip. And if you don't know who that is, well, then you've never seen The Good Place. Good show. Kind of funny. Yeah, we slow down for a low place in the road. That is a dip. Good job, everybody. All right, moving on. RR, is that always stop, look out for a train, or get ready to cross a rural road? Absolutely, folks. The correct answer for this one is going to be look out for a train, because that RR stands for railroad, not rural road. All right, so again, road narrows. What do we do when we see a road narrows sign? Do we stay well in our lane since the pavement ahead narrows? Do we watch for traffic controls? Or do we slow down for a change in the highway surface? What do we do when we see that the road narrows sign? Awesome, y'all got it. Yeah. Road narrows, we know it means the road gets more narrow. What do? Well, we stay in our lane because the road's narrow. Good job. All right, so 235 Texas, and now the arrow is pointing straight up. Is it no that Texas 235 continues straight ahead? Is it no that it is 235 miles to Texas City? Or no that Texas Highway 235 runs both right and left ahead? I'm just going to take that one as an A because it looks like there's a bunch of A's. And yeah, Texas Highway 235 continues straight ahead. Moving on. All right. We got that sign we saw a little bit ago. Now it's the other way. So now, is it slow down for a right curve? Slow down for a left and right curve? Slow down for a left and right turn? What is this one? I know who I would want to sit next to during the exam if this was in person. But yeah, it's slow down for a right and left curve, folks. All right. Remember, that is a double curve. That means it's two curves. If it was a double turn, it would have angles, like right angled corners, and it would look kind of like H missing a leg and an arm. All right, here we go. What's this sign telling us about? Is it watch for a stop sign, watch out for crossroad traffic, or get ready to enter a main highway? What's this line with another line just kind of busting through it mean to us? Two answers, and they're different. One is right, one is wrong. Whose bandwagon will you join? And now, when I showed you the sign, actually, during the lesson, it was during a double curve that had this this line going through it. But what it does mean is, yeah, watch for a crossroad traffic. It means a little used road is going to cut through the road that you're on. Watch out for their traffic. Probably nothing there, but you need to be looking. All right. Now, highway intersection 1,000 feet. Is that watch for dangerous crossings, slow down for 1,000 feet of road repairs, or watch for highway machinery? What is a highway intersection? Well, an intersection is any place that two lanes meet. Okay. And if they're telling us about it, that means it's very, very dangerous. Danger, danger, danger. Like the crocodile hunter used to say. So we need to watch for a very dangerous intersection that is approaching in 1,000 feet. Right? We need to be careful because people have made mistakes there. That's why that sign exists. Now, watch for ice on bridge. What is this telling us? Slow down, a hazardous condition may exist on bridge. Speed up and hurry across the bridge, or continue as you are. The sign is displayed regardless of conditions. What do we do here? Yes, absolutely, everybody. We want to slow down. A hazardous condition may exist. Yes, it's always posted, but that doesn't mean that the condition doesn't exist. Right? Remember, we don't have ground freeze in Texas because it doesn't get cold enough for that. But those bridges don't have ground underneath them. It's an elevated piece of cement. So the air going under and over can cause ice on bridges. All right, now, the donut enter sign, does it mean stop before entering the street ahead, enter the street ahead slowly, or get ready to turn right or left? What do you do when you are facing a do not enter sign? Yeah, that's it. We don't enter the street slowly. We don't stop before entering. We have to turn because we can't enter that street. It would be dangerous. We would be driving the wrong way. We'd be in peril. Don't be in peril. Right. So, right here. What is this sign? Slow down for a reverse double curve. Slow down for a double turn. Slow down for a winding road. A bunch more C's. I like the effort right there. All right. Yes, that's 3 answers. I'm going to take it right now because we want to get going. We've got about 10 minutes left. So, right here. Sound your horn to warn pedestrians. Slow down as you are near a school or you are near a church. Never said you couldn't do that, so well played. All right. Yeah, slow down. You're near a school. That's what the Pentagon sign means. One job, one duty, school zone. Right, detour, arrow pointing that way. Get ready to enter a one-way street. Follow a temporary route to the left or stay on the main highway if you can. What do we do? Yes, absolutely, folks. Follow a temporary route to the left. I like your life hacks. I like the way you think. Good job. All right, Steve never said we couldn't do this, so let's do it. Now, road construction ahead. Watch for machinery and workers. Look for a detour man or disregard the sign as it's for construction workers. Yeah, watch for machinery and workers. That's what road construction ahead is telling us. All right, this sign right here is the one you see when you arrive at a T intersection. So do we look for a detour, road closed, slow down for a winding road, or slow down for a very dangerous intersection? According to the state of Texas, a T intersection is a very dangerous intersection. When you arrive at the end of a T intersection, you see this sign, and it's indicating to you that you have to go right or left. We need to make sure, at all other times, that everything is safe and clear before we go, because that traffic is already going at speed limit, and we're going to be from a standstill. So we could get hit regardless of which lane we're trying to get into. Good job getting those answers on there. Faster is faster. All right. We got a curve, we got a 35. All right, is that know that the lawful speed limit is 35 miles an hour in the zone, drive in the left lane if you are going over 35, or slow down to at least 35 miles an hour for the curve ahead. Ooh, awesome. Como que D? There's only 3 answers. But that's 3 wrong answers. Yeah, C, slow down to at least 35 miles an hour for the curve ahead. Remember, advisory or cautionary speed limits tell us how fast we can safely do something under normal conditions, under ideal conditions. For everything that makes it less than ideal, we slow it down. Loose gravel. What does loose gravel do? Does it mean look out for gravel trucks? Does it mean look out for cattle running loose? Or do not apply the brakes suddenly or make sharp turns? Guess almost for this one. What is the correct answer for B's question? C, that is correct. Do not apply the brakes suddenly or make sharp turns because gravel roads have very bad traction. All right, this international sign, what does it mean? Does it mean look out for a train at a railroad track crossing ahead? Watch for trucks entering or crossing the highway ahead? Or look for another route as only trucks are allowed to use the route ahead? What is this sign warning us about? It's a diamond sign. We know it's a warning. What's on the picture of the diamond sign? Yeah, they're trucks. That's what it's warning about. Watch out for trucks. If you don't like sharing the roadway with trucks, be careful. Here's a T intersection, but we are not on the section that ends. So is this slow down for a reverse turn ahead, watch for side road traffic to the right, or get ready to cross or enter a one-way street to the right? What is the correct answer for this one? Okay, so this is a T intersection, and to our right, we have a road that's ending, so we need to watch for side road traffic to the right, because that's where that leg is, all right? And they are either going to turn ahead of us because they're going in the same direction as us up, or they're going to turn ahead of us because they're going to turn and go the opposite direction, all right? Next one, all right, circle with a bar through it and then a turn symbol. Is that left turns are prohibited at this intersection? Move into the right lane if you are driving slow, or you may turn left after a complete stop. What is the correct answer for this one? Yeah, it's A. Left turns are prohibited at this intersection. If you've ever seen Ghostbusters, you know that circle and bar means prohibited, and it's showing a left turn, so left turns are prohibited. All right, this one, slow down for a right turn, watch for side road traffic to the right, or drive to the right. What do we do with this one? With this one, it's telling us to drive to the right. There's a cross street that's going through here that goes across the median, and they're reminding us, don't go to the left side of this because that is not your lane of traffic. Stay to the right. All right, and that was one of the ones we went over on day 2 towards the end. All right, now, a posted speed limit of 55 sign. Is that drive at least 55 miles per hour, drive 55 miles per hour in daytime only, or drive no faster than 50 miles per hour day or night? What do we do here? Is it at least 55 in the daytime only, or day or night? We may drive 55. And yes, you can drive 55 day or night when you see this sign, but only under ideal conditions. All right, this one right here. What is this sign indicating to you? There's a line, an arrow, and another line kind of goes into it. Is that stop? Watch especially for emergency vehicles here, or be ready to yield to other traffic entering your lane. Yep, absolutely. The correct answer is C. Be ready to yield to other traffic entering your lane as there is a lane merging with yours. All right, this one right here. Is this slow down for a right turn, slow down, look for a detour to the right, or slow down for a right curve? Otro group this is. Yep, slow down for a right curve, as that's what's coming up. Form one line left. What do we do when we see this? Prepare to merge into only one lane of traffic, stop and wait for a signal from workmen, or disregard if in the left lane. Okay. We never actually want to disregard a sign like this if you're in the left lane, because you need to be ready for the other people to merge into your lane of traffic as well. Good job with those A's. All right, and here we go. The walking dude. I'm walking here. Is this slow down and watch for people crossing the street on foot? Pedestrians are not permitted in this area to cross in this area, or you are near an intersection. What is the correct response for this one? Claro que sí. Slow down and watch for people crossing the street on foot, also known as pedestrians. All right, next one. What does the octagon tell us to do? We got 4 minutes left, folks. Let's turbo. Stop. Always watch for trains, or pay attention to the sign if you cannot read it. Or pay no attention to the sign if you cannot read it. Yeah, we stop. Regardless of the condition of the sign, we always stop because it's an octagon. This sign right here, is this watch for dangerous intersections, slow down for the end of the pavement, or is this stay on the right-hand side of the road and watch approaching traffic? What do we do here, folks? What is the proper response to this sign? C. The correct answer is C. Stay on the right-hand side of the road and watch approaching traffic. Thank you for doing your part to help us get through more answers. All right, so here we go. Is this slow down for a right and left turn, slow down for a left and right curve, slow down for a right turn? Yeah, the answer is going to be A for this one, because this is a right turn and then a left turn. That's why we got sharp angles on there, because they're turns. All right, exit 35 miles per hour. Exit to right highway number 35. Slow to 35 miles per hour to exit the expressway, or maintain a speed of at least 35 miles an hour on the expressway.
It's 6:43 p.m.
Got 2-minute warning. And B, yes, we want to slow to 35 miles an hour as we exit the expressway. Good job. All right, here we go. We got the T, and finally it's the one that people are used to seeing. Is it stop before crossing the intersection ahead? Watch right and left for cross traffic, or turn around as the road dead ends ahead. What do we do here? Lots of B's thrown on. I'm going to take it for this one because that is the correct answer for this one. Watch right and left for cross traffic, because we're going to have to turn right or left once everything is clear. This sign, is this speed up to normal and you are at the end of a paving project? Get ready to detour or expect a change in the road surface. What is this sign telling us? Yes, the correct answer is C. The road is going from paved to something less awesome than paved. That's why that sign is there. Road closed sign, does that mean if driving locally, go around the sign? Is that look for a detour or turn around and go back, or have your driver's license ready to be checked? What do we do when we see a road closed sign? Yeah, we want to look for a detour or turn around and go back. Good job. All right, 1 more minute. All right, this one of my pet peeves. Is this prepare for a reduction in lanes ahead? The road surface changes ahead, or you are approaching a one-way street? Yeah, it's a reduction of lanes up ahead, folks. The right lane in this situation is ending. And let's see a couple more. Emergency stopping only. Continue on. Stopping is not permitted. Stop here if you're tired and wish to rest. Stop only in emergency, such as vehicle failure. That's clever. I like it, but no. Make you work for it. There it is. All right, yes, stop only in an emergency, such as a vehicle failure, when you see emergency stopping only. And then we got this one, last question. Slow down for a winding road, slow down for a double curve, and slow down for a left and right turn. Yes, more C's. And then I will gladly give you this very next one. It's not the last one, but oh well. Loop 270, understand that you are on a short state highway in a city or in an urban area. That's what this sign is advising you of. All right, you are on a short state highway, loop 270. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more questions to go, folks. So not very much left for y'all to do on your own, which is fantastic. Finish up these last few questions and get that assignment submitted. Tomorrow, shortly before noon, Mr. Salceda will be checking. Anyone that's got days 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 completed will be receiving to the email that they were registered under their very own personalized DPS test link that will allow you to take the DPS written exam. Once you pass this exam and have paid for the course in full, we'll provide you a certificate and a packet telling you everything you need to take with you down to DPS so you can get your permit. When you do go down to DPS to get your permit, they're going to receive that information, be like, awesome. They're going to check your eyes. They're going to stand you in front of a camera. They're going to please say, look up at the camera. When they do that, go up with your game show face. Because if you go looking like Yamcha with your hair all up in every direction, or if you go in your SpongeBob pajamas, or whatever embarrassing sort of stuff you may not want to do, that's going to be what's on your driver's license picture. So when you go submit this information, when you go submit the required stuff to get that permit, to get that license, or that permit to drive, I should say, make sure you're prepared to have a photograph you will be showing people for a while. Okay? And when they tell you to look up at the camera, don't be like, huh? Because they love that picture. I've seen so many like, pictures, right? Make sure you come up with your smile ready to go once you're looking at that camera, folks. And yeah, that's it. All right. What happens if you don't pass the first time? You take it again. If you don't pass the second time, rewatch this video. That gives you 148 correct answers out of the 158 possible answers. So you're pretty good. Just watching this as a review. If you don't pass the first time, you can take it multiple times, however many times it takes for you to pass. And it's just like the Google assignments. So you take the time that you need to think about each question and answer it. There's a time limit. And how do you finish paying? Well, it's not paying for the contract, it's paying for the course. The total course fees are $295 for Teen Driver's Ed. Some of your parents won't be able to pay until the last day or even later. Other parents are able to take care of it right away. Don't tell them they have to, because they don't. If they call and say, hey, do we have to pay already? The answer is no. However, the sooner they finish paying, the sooner we get you the certificate, the sooner you can go out and get your permit. All right? But finish paying for the course, you can do so through our website. You'll go to, you'll log into our webpage, just like if you're going to go find the video for the live stream, except you'll click on more. Right there, you'll select payments, and I will show y'all how to do all of that on Monday. But from there, you would just select Teen Driver Education and select how much you want to pay. $5 increments starting with $10. All right, it won't let you overpay, or it shouldn't as long as you're logged in. All right, folks. Now, since I've already posted the homework assignment, I won't be posting another one today. This is the homework assignment. Yes, if you pass and you've already paid for the course in full, you can get yourself set up with an appointment to go get your permit next week. And then as soon as you finish the assignments, you can start requesting drives. But as soon as they give you that printed out permit at DPS, you can start learning to drive with your folks. You just need that licensed operator, 21 or over in the front seat. It's kind of awesome. All right, and that printed out paper one is a valid learner's permit, but you have to have it on you. Okay, once you get the plastic one, frame the paper one, throw it away, do whatever you want, but that paper one's going to expire in a couple of months. Don't use it to come to lessons, because one day it will be expired and you won't be able to drive. All right, but yes, you will be able to, if you've already paid for the course in full, and you pass the exam this weekend, you'll be able to get yourself an appointment down at DPS to go get your permit as of next week. You just need to wait for us to give you that certificate. Usually happens by around Wednesday, I want to say. All right, but that is it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for that participation, and thank you for your life hack. I appreciate it. Helped to squeeze a few more answers out of the exam. I'm going to have to mention that you can't do that next time, but that was good because I didn't tell you couldn't. I see I've already got 2 other people, or 3 people total, have gone ahead and submitted their assignments. Just finish up. You're good to go. It's just a few more questions. No worries. Just do your best. And thank you so much for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. Today was day 5 of Teen Driver Education, the Hernandez Driveway. We'll see y'all Monday, where we are talking about water safety, and you are the driver, because part of driver's education is now also boater safety, because your license to drive, once you turn 21, is also a license to go out and rent a boat. Isn't that neat and terrifying? So take it easy, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you then. Same bat time, same bat channel for day 6 of Teen Driver Education, the Hernandez Driveway. Deuces, folks.